Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 different ways to find foreclosed homes. Some of these ways you may be familiar with, other ones I'm sure you don't know. But for the most part, this could be a great way to find a great deal on a piece of real estate. Before we get into it, thanks to Policygenius for sponsoring this video. Let's get to example number 1. So number 1, you may be already aware of this if you've been watching my channel for any extended period of time. These are your sheriff sales. These are literally auctions that either take place on courthouse steps in downtown, whatever city you're in, or now these are starting to go online, which is, I'll show you an example of this very quickly. So this is for Cuyahoga County. This is basically Northeast Ohio, aka Cleveland, and surrounding suburbs. So if you scroll down, and if you want to know how to find yours, what I would recommend doing is just typing in your county name with sheriff sale after that. That should be enough for you to find your auctions or your sheriff sales. So as I mentioned, most stuff is going online these days. So I'm going to click on online sale. Look at this dude. This dude is serious. This guy's all business. He reminds me of one of those like principals from 90s sitcoms. I don't know why. Or no, the dean from How High. If you guys remember How High with Method Man and Redman, he looks exactly like the dean. So what you want to do is click on properties and dates. We are on January 16th at the time of this recording, so I'm going to click on the 17th right here, and then you can see all the different properties that are going up for foreclosure sale. So let me just break this down very quickly. And this is all public information. I'm not, doxing these people. Anyone can find this online. So you can see when the auction starts. It's going to be tomorrow, the 17th at 9 a.m. You can see the current case status, which is active. Sometimes these get taken down either through bankruptcy, either through their lawyer, or they can, pay off their debts or whatever the case may be. Sometimes these actually get taken down. You can see the property address right here. Sorry, got fat fingers. And then, well, actually, no, I don't. I don't know why I said that. You can see the address right here, and you can see the appraised value right here. You can see the opening bid right below that, and you can see the deposit requirement right below that. So some of these properties are going to be in the suburbs. They're going to go for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Some of them may be in, less desirable areas like Cleveland proper, for example. This is only appraised at $75,000. The one thing I will say about sheriff sales is that they are typically cash purchases, okay? You have to come up with the entire amount that you bid, whether it's through OPM, other people's money, whether it's through friends, family, or fools, whether it's through using a HELOC on your own home, whatever the case may be. It could be cash. I don't recommend doing those things unless you actually know what you're doing, but you do have to come up with the entire property's amount after you bid on it. So if I scroll down all the way to the bottom, you can see auctions closed or canceled, and you can see the different reasons why. Like this one on York Road in Parma is canceled because of Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You have another one, Chapter 13 bankruptcy. It can be postponed by the attorney. It could be withdrawn. Million different reasons. Let's get into number 2. So number 2 is actually going to the bank itself. So you don't have to necessarily do this online. Most banks have their own REO department. So REO stands for real estate owned. That means the bank owns that property on its balance sheets. Banks are in the business of lending money. They're not in the business of owning real estate or holding real estate, okay? They're not landlords. They don't want to be. So basically, if you go to any bank or lending institution, it doesn't necessarily have to be Bank of America. I'm just using them for this example. I'm sure they have REO agents that they work with, which we'll talk about later, or they have their own REO list, which you can find online or at the bank itself. So let's use this one, for example. This one is $350,000. It's in Grass Valley, California. I'm not familiar with that area. Maybe some of my viewers are. But at least what Bank of America does is they put up pictures of the property so you know what you're getting into. When you go to like a sheriff's sale, for example, you're not allowed to get into those properties, okay? It's illegal unless you pay someone off or whatever. I don't know. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying some people do that. But you can't see if there's structural damage. You can't see if there's mold. You can't see if there's water damage. At least with this, you have an idea of what you're getting into. So you can see here, it tells you all the different information. This is for Bank of America, at least. It'll tell you all the information on the property. And then you can actually talk to the agent here. This is just a regular real estate agent to get started. In this case, it's Mr. Bautista with Landmark Properties. I obviously don't know him. So that's number 2. Before we get into number 3, let's get into today's sponsor, Policygenius. You already have plenty of things to worry about, whether you're caring for young children, aging parents, or both at the same time. A good life insurance policy can give you peace of mind. We can hope we never need life insurance, but mortgage payments, debt payments, childcare, and other expenses, they don't disappear when you are gone. My wife and I personally used Policygenius to find the right term life insurance for ourselves and our family after our daughter was born. Policygenius was built to modernize the life insurance industry. Their technology makes it easy to compare life insurance quotes from top companies like AIG and Prudential in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. With Policygenius, you can find life insurance policies that start at just $17 per month for $500,000 of coverage. Policygenius has licensed agents who can help you find the options that offer coverage in as little as a week and avoid unnecessary medical exams. They're not incentivized to recommend one insurer over another, so you can trust their guidance. There are no added fees, and your personal information is private. No wonder they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net. You deserve a smarter way to find and buy it. Head to policygenius.com/whiteboardfinance or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you can save. Okay, thank you for sitting through that ad. It allows me to do these videos free of charge without charging you a penny in 5 years that I've been doing this. So let's get into number 3. Okay, right now we have HUD.gov. They have a bunch of different options that you can find foreclosed homes on or homes for sale that aren't necessarily on the market. What I've been doing in the past is looking at the Home HUD site. I've been looking at this site for many, many years. I always tell this story on my channel, but my lawyer was buying properties here in Northeast Ohio for like 30, 40 grand, and they were not in war zones. They were actually in pretty decent suburbs. Now those same homes are close to $200,000, and they've been renting for about $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month or more. Okay, so he made a killing on those, to say the least. So with this, just like the REO websites, you can click on where you're located. In this case, let's click on Texas just to see what's going on in Texas, and you can see all the different properties that are coming up. If you're familiar with the area that you're looking in, I typically like to click on View Map. That way, I don't know why it's being weird like this, but that way you can actually zoom in. Let's say we're looking at Houston suburbs. So actually, this isn't really Houston suburbs, but let's look at Sweeney. You click on this, it'll take you to 808 Brockman Street. You can see what's going on in Sweeney, Texas. Okay, not too bad, not too terrible. But then basically, you just start the process using this website. Okay, it's pretty simple. So moving on to the next one, this is very similar. This is auction.com. This website actually has a sister website where it does commercial real estate. You can get into really big defunct like retail plazas, office buildings, industrial, multifamily even. This one lists those as well, but these typically focus on single-family homes. So auction.com is actually a really good website. It shows you stuff that'll show up. It could be on Zillow, could be on foreclosure sites, could be on county sites. I don't know if they're necessarily an aggregator, but they do seem to overlap. Like some of these properties could be on Zillow, for example. So if we click on this guy over here in Herndon, Virginia, you can see that, decent looking house, 2-car garage, brick front, it's a little bit of aluminum siding or vinyl siding, I'm not sure. But basically you can see that the estimated resale value is $1.5 million. And then basically you can see all the information here. So you can see when the auction actually starts. That's on January 24th. You can see the time that it starts. You can see the location. You can get prepared for the auction. You can buy the title report to see if there's anything with the title. Sometimes there's liens on these properties, like mechanics liens, for example. So if someone worked with a contractor, they did some work for them, they never paid them, that contractor could put a mechanics lien on the property itself. It'll tell you if it's occupied or not, and it'll tell you all the type of liens right here. So these are also cash only. Sometimes people go through mortgage brokers to get like a bridge loan. It's a very short-term loan in order to purchase the property, and then once they stabilize the property, you can then get long-term financing. So that's auction.com. So you're probably wondering, hey, Marco, what's the fifth one? Okay, well, I briefly alluded to it with the REO sales, the real estate owned sales. You can work with a broker. There's a ton of REO brokers out there that work directly with the banks that list their properties. Again, the banks are not in the business of holding the properties on their balance sheet or wanting to own real estate or wanting to be a landlord. They want to get these things off their books. They're in the business of loaning money. So what I would do is I would Google REO agents near me. There's always, one or two people in the market, depending on how big or small your market is, that typically work with these lenders, and they get all their listings, and then you can typically get a better deal like that. Sometimes some of these processes, such as like home HUD site, like HUD.gov, or REO, they make you jump through a couple extra hoops just to make sure you're not some, slumlord, or you actually have the funds, or, whatever the case may be. But, if it gets you a really good deal, or if it gets you, a significant discount rather than just going off the MLS, why wouldn't you do that? So in a nutshell, let's recap here very quickly. We have your county sales, you have bank-owned properties, you have HUD.gov, and then you also have auction.com, and then finally you have the REO agents. So if you got value out of this video, please share it with a friend. I think that the market is going to tick up here with foreclosures, especially if people continue to get laid off. We're seeing a ton of layoffs in the tech space. We're seeing a ton of layoffs upticking more and more. And if the market crashes, these are even going to be a better deal. That's the only thing I want to say about foreclosures. Typically, when the market is hot, you're still going to be paying a decent amount, more than you would if the market wasn't, even if they are foreclosures. It just really depends on the property type. So hopefully you got value out of this video. Please share it with a friend. Thank you so much, and have a prosperous day. Hey, Tony, it's Marco. How you doing? Good, good. Yeah, I was looking at a couple of properties on the county website, the ones that are on the sheriff's sale. Yeah, they're going next week. I was just wondering, you know how last time you accidentally dropped the keys right in front of the door? Yeah, if you can do that on 123 Mapleside Lane, that'd be great. Okay, thank you.